Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network, heard across the USA. And we are the North Star in navigating senior care. And we are talking about wellness this hour with dementia and Alzheimer's, and specifically occupational and now social wellness. And we are here joined by an amazing woman by the name of Michelle Cornelius, and she is the Vice President of Memory Care for Cogir Senior Living. And Michelle, welcome back. This is an amazing hour that we're having together. So thank you for being here.
I'm always so glad to be here. Absolutely.
Well,
get the information out to the families.
Absolutely. You know, this is the thing. I think one of my biggest frustrations trying to take care of my mom was how to give her a full life, because she had dementia. So obviously in social wellness, it's about connection. One of the things I think that seniors that may be losing memory, cognition, things like that, they tend to feel like they're the misfit because people treat them differently. What are you finding in the social wellness category of what's happened with seniors that have dementia?
When people have memory loss, their communication skills in the nonverbal region really increase. Right. And their verbal skills really decrease. And they do a really good job of picking up on how others around them feel. And so if they walk into a dining room and they feel like they're being ostracized, they're not very likely to want to come back to the dining room.
No.
Because they know that they don't fit in. And so when we can join people together in pairs or groups or in areas where they can be themselves, it's much more comfortable.
Right.
It's great to be in a group of folks who have early memory loss even, may not be living in memory care yet, but they all recognize that they have issues. And I've had people say to each other, like, I'm losing this. This is going. I don't remember it anymore. Have I told you this before? And I know they've told the story before, but the other resident says, I don't think I've heard it.
No.
It's great to be in that setting where you're accepted and where
you are accepted. And I think the other thing that we have to realize too, at least with my mother, is the filters are gone.
Yes.
So they're going to say what they think. And if it's offensive, sometimes, I remember I always laugh. I took my mother to a Chinese restaurant once and a man walked in with a baseball cap on. And of course, my mother was a big follower of Emily Post. And so she just yelled out to this man and said, young man, did your mother ever teach you manners? And you don't wear hats inside. And I'm going like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Yeah. And I remember so well that I was very nice to the man. And I got up and I said, I'm so sorry. My mom has dementia. And he laughed. He goes, I figured.
Oh, good. That's nice. Great that it's somebody in the community.
But the thing is, I think one of the things that I think families go through is they feel this sense of, how do I function? And the other side of it is how will they be treated when they go to memory care? And I think there's a big difference. I think this whole acceptance factor is huge.
And it's they may not know the other residents' names, but you'll see ladies holding hands walking down the hall and they gravitate to the same person every time, even in early memory loss, because they still feel comfortable with people.
Sure.
And if you feel comfortable with the person, this is who I'm going to find as my support. It also helps the environment feel safer because now there's somebody else here that I'm going to stick with.
Yeah.
And somebody else with me when I'm feeling lost or don't know who or where I am that will be with me.
Yeah.
And when they're saying things that the rest of society might think is a bit socially unacceptable, in memory care or with families, if they're visiting, we can still validate that feeling and experience that the resident is having.
Right.
If somebody says to you, you're stupid, that so often people try to say, oh, that's not nice to say. And instead we need to say, I'm so sorry. What did I do that made me you think I'm stupid.
Yeah. So
there's a reality there too.
Yeah. So how can families help their loved one adjust to living in memory care?
I think the most important thing is to participate in the life of the community. Mm-hmm. When you visit, don't go lock yourself behind a door in the person's apartment or their room. Join in the activities, join in the meals. And when you're going to leave, don't say goodbye. Consider when you walk in the door, the hug you give them when you walk in, that's your goodbye hug too. Absolutely. I want to leave them with a good feeling. And that means they're involved in an activity, they're involved in a meal, they're doing something that brings them joy. And now I'm just going to go. And it can be a 10-minute visit. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour visit.
How do we reach you with Cogir Senior Living?
The best way is to go onto the Cogir site, cogirseniorliving.com. And you can reach any of our communities that way. Personally, the best way to reach me is email mcornelius, Cornelius, at Cogir USA. That's COGIR.USA.com.
So Michelle and I, we're going to be right back, everyone, right after this. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.